Great job today. It's going to be a simple video, but it does have many awesome points in here. We're going to be basing this off of the structures that are in the key of like G minor, C minor. If you want, you could play an A minor, do the same thing, but the context comes from these. I would say this week, get away from using your 1 and 2 fingers for these, unless you're going to be doing your kind of the same movements and then changing your fingers to the other pattern. Get away from using the same 2 fingers so you can open it up for another finger for another fret and have extension fingers. Whole purpose of this is to play the 1 and the 3. When we go to our 2 and our 4, we can put our 1 and our 3 back on our fingerings like this. Drop these down, move up again, do a little slide and move it. The purpose of doing this is to get used to alternating our fingers. We don't really want to alternate our fingers where we're playing 1 and 2 together, slide up somewhere and then play like 1 and 3 and then 4 and 3 and then 2 and 1. Some chords are called for that, but most of the progressions we do keep it very simple. G major can be played in a secondary fingering, so I would encourage you to do that this week. D major as well. Realize when you play a G in the 3rd finger and scoot it up and bar, you get your G sharp. Same thing with your D major. You get a D sharp major and E flat major. Then it's an E major. When going through the process of singing these chords, there's only 4 notes. There's 3 notes in each chord, so that 4th note is either a repetition or you're hitting another note that's not in the triad, thusly making a chord. So you can only really have a sus2, sus4, flat 6, flat 7, and natural 7, which or sharp 5, which is your flat 6. You could have a sharp 4 in there too, which comes in between your sus chord and your natural 5th. But then it changes the triad that you have right there into a different chord. There are only 4 or 5 different, actually just 4 chords that are actually the same. Whenever you manipulate that 5th, it turns it into another chord or a different triad. So naturally, we only have 3 of those that we work from that are going to be an actual triad that stays that way regardless of adapting another note into the structure. When we're doing this, try and keep these fingers playing and alternating. These are nonsensical movements. They mean nothing. You could have that low note opening, or you could actually just play the full chords if you want, because the structures behind those are like your A minor. That's the shoot we're looking for. You can also do it like this, but it doesn't feel as comfortable with our 1 and 2 finger or our 2 and 3 and our 3 and 4. It just feels way comfortable with our 1 and 3 and then our 2 and 4. Sometimes our 1 and 4, depending on what we're doing. Okay, so what we were talking about today is a long explanation, and the short story of this is if we have a G minor, we have the chords of a G minor, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. Why did I say E flat, F, and G? Well, in the key of G major, I've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. When I flatten the 3rd, it takes the B to a B flat. When I flatten the 6th, it takes the E to a E flat. And when I flatten the F sharp to an F natural, I flat the 7th. So we know that in a natural minor, which is going to be Aeolian, it's a minor. We are going to have a flat 3. In this case would be a B flat, a flat 6, which would be our E, and then a flat 7, which would be an F note. So that E is going to be E flat to an F and then to a G. G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. When we manipulate this to just have a flat 3, a flat 6, and not a flat 7, meaning we will have G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F natural, F sharp, G. That F sharp sticks out like a sore thumb. That natural minor just turned into a harmonic. Harmonic meaning it's exhibiting harmonies that would be tendencies of a major scale. Tito, rather than to. That whole step resolution and that half step resolution is killer. So with a flat 3, it's a minor mode, and with that natural 7th, it's going to be dropping into the phase of almost major minor kind of mode. See how that flat 6 really draws attention to that note? And then when we play the melodic minor, which is different from the natural being G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F natural, G, and then in opposition to now the harmonic minor, which has the same thing except for it keeps the F sharp natural, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F natural, G. And then melodic minor opposed to that, when we go up and down with the minor, those all go up and down the same way, except for the melodic minor. The melodic minor only has the flat 3 going up. So we've got a G, A, B flat, C, D, E natural, F sharp, G. And then descending, we get rid of that F sharp and we play G, F natural, E flat, which is the flat 6, D natural, C natural, B flat, which is a flat 3. We're going to have our A, which is our natural 2 there, and then our 1. Thusly, when you ascend, all the same notes that are in G major except for that flat 3. And then when you descend, you just play that harmonic minor on the way back down. When playing with the chords, try and set a backing track, tape a little bit for yourself, going like... This is a G minor, 2, 3, 4, C minor, 2, G. So this is a whole 1, 2, 3, 4, then a half of C, then a whole note for a G minor. So natural minor. Natural minor, then from natural minor to harmonic. Use the flat 3 and flat 6 only. Melodic minor. So the difference between melodic minor, when you resolve, da 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 da. G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, D, E flat, F natural, D, F natural, E flat. That would be going down. And then going up, you would have your E natural and F sharp. It's an interesting concept, and you have to kind of think which way the water's flowing to do that. But when you have a... think up. Now down. By the way, when we play the C minor, we're doing the same thing we did in G. G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G. Except in C, we have to flatten the 3, the 6, and the 7. So we don't have all naturals anymore. We've got C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, and B flat. So we'd have C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. C minor is a weird thing to play on the Mando because it feels like you're taking forever and there's more notes, but there's not. C down here at the 5th, D is open, E flat, F natural, G natural, A flat, B flat, and C. Notice how there is no A flat here. So it's weird having a half step right here. There's only 2 other chords that do that. That right there. So get used to playing that. So when we've got the G, C, back to the G minor. When we utilize that Do, or the 1, 2, flat 3, that works for all of our minors, natural, harmonic, and melodic. However, when practicing just the melodic, make sure on your ascension that you utilize the E and the F sharp being the natural 6th and the natural 7th, and then descending, hit that F natural and the E flat, thusly having a that F natural and that E flat really tend to be a tie together when we're trying to form harmonies, because we can have our G major be a G major, and as soon as we turn that into a G dominant 7, it gives it a little bit more of leeway, because you could use your Mixolydian mode. You can't really use your Ionian mode anymore, because that flat 7th in the key of G would get rid of that F sharp. However, that F natural, when we play a G minor, our flattening of our B to a B flat leads us to believe that there is no B flat in the key of C minor. There's a C, E flat, and a G. Well, that same feeling of C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C would give us our natural Aeolian, our natural minor. If we want to manipulate that to be a harmonic minor, we would use just the flat 3 and the flat 6 and keep that 7th natural. Well, in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, that B natural will stay there. However, we got to flatten our 3 and we have to flatten our 6. So when we do that, we would have a flat 3, E flat, and then our 6 would be the G flat. C, D, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B, C. Isn't that an interesting tone? Cool, huh? So when we do that, the natural minor differs from the harmonic minor. The difference between the harmonic minor and the melodic minor is just that 1 note variation. You just use the C, D, E flat, and then everything else from that is natural, because on the way down we flatten that 7th, we flatten that 6, and we flatten that 6 there, and not the 5th. Interesting? So for that C minor, you could use all those, and for the G minor, you could use all of those as well. This week, set yourself up a little backing track of something like G minor to like a C minor, back to G. See how those melodic, harmonic, and natural minors work. And if you have time, write them out on a piece of paper. The thing that we did when we played like a G, G major, A minor, B minor, also works for the natural minor, harmonic, and melodic minor. I'm not going to go into all detail because we're going to cover it next week as well. But we'd have like a G minor, we would have an A diminished. So if you can play an A minor and you know where that note is, you can play the A diminished, and it works as being your second, because in the minor key, the diminished is our second, in opposition to it would have been the diminished in the 7th of the major. So in G minor, the one thing we could do is we could look and find our root, and that actually could be a great question. What is the relative major of G minor? Anywho, I will see you next week. It was great seeing you, and have fun. Aloha.